I definitely identify as a European. It's one of my strongest identities. So I believe that I'm European. I'm coming from Gdańsk, so my regional identity is also very strong. And I also have my Polish identity. But it's a funny story because when I was a young teenager, I went to Florence in Italy. And we haven't been as Poland in the European Union. And I went to Galleria Uffizi, and it's a very strong, thing that I remember, and I think that's also who made me as a European, because I wanted to buy a ticket, and there was like a discounted ticket for the young Europeans, and I wanted to buy it, and the person in the Galleria Uffizi told me, "You are not European." So that was something that really struck me, and ever since I was working for Poland to be in the European Union and for the future of the European Union as well. So I was also working as a student in high school for the referendum and of the accession of Poland to the European Union. And I think that was very informative moment for me. So yeah, I'm strongly European. I also put today, when you were asking which country I do identify with, I strongly identify with Europe, because I think that we are stronger with our diversities. I wouldn't say that I identify for me as more European or more Polish. Maybe. I identify as the European. And the one that is really a point in our history was accession of Poland to the European Union, so the Eastern enlargement. And I couldn't vote in the back in the referendum, but I've been strongly advocating for Poland being in the European Union. I remember when we entered the European Union, for us, 2019 is very important, not only because there's 30 years of fall of Berlin Wall, first partly free elections in Poland and the fall of the communism, but also it's the 15th anniversary of Poland being in the European Union. So it very much formated my whole adult life. And also at my university, I was working at the student organization that was pan-European. For me, Europe is, and the European Union is in all my life and everything that I'm doing. And also like the NGOs that I'm working on with right now, they are both pro-European. One is working with the European issues in Poland, and the other one is working on the pan-European level. So that's crucial for me. And I think that we need to shape Europe, and it's on us how Europe will look like in the future. If you talk about a moment, I think it's I have two moments like that. So one is when my justice won the elections in Poland, and the other one, and I also have my perspective, like personal perspective from that, because that was the first time when I attended the demonstration. It was my very 30th birthday when the first demonstration happened, and it was regarding the tribunal, constitution tribunal in Poland, when justice started to mix up with our rule of law and court issues. And the other that follows, and probably it's much more visible in the whole European Union for other Europeans as well, is Brexit. And I believe that those moments have happened because of the process. And the process was that something that we haven't seen before, or maybe we weren't aware of it, or maybe we didn't tackle it and didn't work on it as much. But it was definitely it definitely happened also because of the disinformation that was out there in the internet and other media, and it's made change of it has proven the change of attitudes of people, and people from the pro-European, they started to change on the other side and started to be more nationalistic. Eastern Partnership for me definitely, and Poland joining the European Union. But I also believe it's when Schengen Agreement came into power. So I'm also coming from the generation that remembers, but it also it's all the European Union. But I remember the borders. I remember when we stopped the borders and we entered the Schengen sphere. And yeah, I think that personally, those were the most important things for me. And there are all the others that are related to to all the countries coming together. So definitely, fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989. It's one of those moments as well. Ability to travel, I believe, and having friends all over Europe. One of my best friends is Cypriot. It's possible for me to have friends not only in my country but in all others because of the European Union. It's broadening your perspective, and it's showing you that diversity is important, and it doesn't matter that your friend is coming from the same background, because he or she may come from totally different background, but you're very similar and you speak the same language, and you have a lot of things in common. And I strongly believe in cooperation in between different nations and people coming from different backgrounds. It's very important, and it can only drive us to the future. I think there's a lot of things by the European Union to achieve by 2030. But since I'm talking right now as the representative of the civil society as well, and NGOs, I believe it's broadening the participation and engagement of citizens of the European Union. Citizens of the European Union doesn't feel that they have a say for what is happening in the European Union, and it's something that the European Union should be aware of. I think it comes into different perspectives, so it's important to change the communication with people. We need to have a better positive narratives. We recently are all the time replying for the narratives coming from the populists, either from the far right or the far left. So I believe that building the positive narratives and fighting with the disinformation as well, and hate speech and radicalization of people, it's very, very important. So the European Union should take care more of the citizens in the way understanding as well how the world is changing in terms of the new technology, AI development, and so on. We need to think more about the future and not only about now, here and now.